It was a Friday afternoon when I decided to surprise my wife, Lily, at her office. She had been working long hours all week, and I thought I'd take her out for lunch, something spontaneous to break her routine. We used to do that a lot when we were dating, and I missed those little surprises. I stopped by a nearby cafe, picked up her favorite latte, and walked toward her building. The elevator ride up was quiet, the kind of calm before a moment you don't know is coming. When I reached her floor, I could hear laughter echoing from the break room. It was the kind of laughter that felt personal, not polite, but familiar. Curious, I stopped by the door, holding the coffee cup in one hand. That's when I saw her. Lily was standing near the counter, leaning against it, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in a long time. Not the casual, polite smile she gave coworkers, but the soft, playful one she used to give me. Standing across from her was a man I recognized from her stories, a coworker named Mark. He was charming, confident, and clearly enjoying the attention. He said something that made her laugh again, and she playfully touched his arm. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't inappropriate in a blatant way, but it was enough to make my chest tighten. I froze for a moment, unsure of what to do. My first instinct was to turn around and walk away, pretend I hadn't seen anything, but something inside me wouldn't let me. I took a deep breath and stepped into the room. The sound of my shoes against the tile made her glance up, and when she saw me, her entire expression changed. Her laughter faded instantly. "Ben," she said, her voice tight. "What are you doing here?" I smiled softly, handing her the coffee. "Thought I'd surprise you." Mark looked between us awkwardly, clearly sensing the tension. "Hey man," he said quickly, trying to lighten the moment. "We were just joking about the weekend plans." I nodded politely. "No problem. I didn't mean to interrupt." Lily took the cup, her hand trembling slightly. "Thanks," she said quietly. I could tell from her eyes that she wasn't expecting this kind of surprise. The room suddenly felt smaller, quieter. I gave Mark a friendly nod and turned back toward the hallway. "Enjoy your lunch, both of you," I said before leaving. I didn't make a scene. I didn't need to. The silence that followed me down the hall said enough. I went back to my car, sat inside, and stared at the coffee cup holder where her latte used to be. A dozen thoughts ran through my head. Was I overreacting? Was it innocent? Or was it a glimpse of something I hadn't wanted to admit? Later that evening, she came home earlier than usual. I was on the couch, pretending to watch TV, but my mind was still stuck in that moment. She stood in the doorway, hesitant. "Can we talk?" she asked. I muted the TV and nodded. She sat down beside me, her hands fidgeting. "I didn't mean for it to look like that," she said quietly. "Mark's just a friend. We joke around sometimes, but it's harmless." I looked at her, calm but firm. "Lily, it's not about what you said. It's about how you said it, how you looked at him." She didn't answer right away. "You think I was flirting?" "I think," I said slowly, "you were being the version of yourself you used to be with me. And that's what hurts." That hit her harder than I expected. She looked down, eyes filling with regret. "I didn't realize I'd changed like that." I sighed. Maybe it wasn't intentional. But if someone had walked in and seen me laughing that way with a woman at work, how would you feel? Her eyes met mine, and for the first time, she didn't have a defense. "You're right," she said quietly. "I crossed the line. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want anger. I just wanted honesty." "I'm not asking you to stop being friendly," I said. "I'm asking you to remember what those smiles mean. Because they used to be ours." Tears welled up in her eyes, and she reached for my hand. "I'm sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to make you feel like that. I guess I was just enjoying attention I shouldn't have needed." I squeezed her hand gently. "You don't need it from anyone else," I said. "You already have someone who loves you more than anyone at that office ever will." She nodded, tears slipping down her cheek. "I'll fix this," she whispered. "Not for appearances, but for us." In the weeks that followed, something changed. She started leaving work on time, asking about my day, laughing the way she used to, with me, not someone else. One evening, she brought home dinner from that same cafe I'd visited and said, "This time, the surprise is mine." It was her quiet way of saying she hadn't forgotten. And as we ate, I realized that sometimes people don't mean to drift, they just forget how close they used to be. That moment in the break room wasn't the end of us, it was a reminder. A wake-up call that love, like trust, only stays alive if both people keep showing up for it.